Welcome back, all you OGs out there. Whether you're an online gamer, an original gangster, just an old geezer like me, this is Julie 1961 for Old Gamers Never Die, and we are once again back on Conan on the testlive, and it's almost time for 3.0 to release. Oh yeah, yep, it's coming, and guess what? It will be here when it launches. Fingers crossed, everything works. Okay, so 3.0 is coming out September 1 of this year, actually. Yes, 2022. And you want to be prepared, right? Well, what do you need to do to be prepared? I'm going to tell you in this video. I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm not going to make it a 3-hour stream, but I wanted to make sure that you were prepared for 3.0. If you've never played before, some of these items are going to take a little bit of leveling up to get. If you've been playing, I just want to make sure that you've got things in your inventory that you maybe didn't use in the past, maybe you threw away, maybe you ground up, maybe you just never bothered to get them because they may not have been very valuable to you before. And with the sorcery piece coming in, I want to make sure that you're ready to go and that you can pretty quickly get up to speed on all the new stuff. If you haven't been playing the test live, I get it. You didn't want to get any spoilers, but that's okay because that's what I'm here for. And make sure that you watch to the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I've got some very important information that you're going to want to know before 3.0 comes out. That's not part of the what you need to have, but what you're going to want to know. All right, let's get started. We're back here at base, and we're at our alchemy, sorcery stations here, and the type of materials that you're going to want to stock up on are the items that you're going to need to make these bags. You will need these bags to be able to cast the different levels of spells. The lower things like the thermatology bench, where you can put your glimmers on your armor, they don't really cost you anything. When you start casting spells, you're going to need these reagent pouches. The burlap pouch is for the most simple ones. Then as they get more complex, you're going to need the cloth pouch. And then as you get to the higher level spells, you're going to need the leather pouch. So what do you need to make these things? For the burlap pouch, which is the first one you'll be able to craft, which is for the bottom level spells, you're going to need twine, rotten meat or putrid meat, and bones. Pretty simple to get, right? Not a problem. And you're probably going to get that pretty early in the game. You're going to have plenty of that to make your burlap pouches with. When you get to cloth pouch, it gets a little bit more complicated. You need leather. Again, not hard to get. You need demon blood, and if you're moving through the map, you'll probably start collecting that. Make sure you stock up. You'll need gold dust, and I'll talk about where an easy place, especially for a beginner, is to get gold. And then bone meal, which is basically just putting bones in a grinder and you'll get bone meal. So bones, claws, tusks, teeth, things like that, you'll get bone meal. So not really difficult to get. These two may be a little bit of a challenge for brand new players that are just getting started, but I'm gonna show you where you can get those easy. And then you get into the leather pouch, which is for the top tier spells. You're gonna need thick leather. You're gonna need the sacrificial blood in a flask, which we talked about in some of the stream, and you do it right here in this one of the sorcery benches. You'll need alchemical base, which you get from your alchemical stations, whether it's a cauldron or a crafting bench or whatever else, but it's going to require gold and silver dust. And then weathered skulls. Now, you maybe have grounded those up if you've been playing for a while to get bone meal. Stack them up, because they're required for a lot of spells, a lot of casting materials, of spell creating materials, and for summoning rituals. So make sure if you're getting these weathered skulls, stop grounding them. Put them in a box somewhere, okay? So that you've got these things ready to go when 3.0 launches. Okay, the other things that you're going to need when you start putting together spells is you're going to need an ever-escalating set of items to make spells with. And I'll start with just simple stuff like putrid meat and stone, and get all the way up to dragon powder and lotus powder and things like that. So as you get higher in sorcery, you're going to need more complicated things to make a new spell. As far as spell pages, it's a pretty simple recipe, but you're going to need to go ahead and get the stuff, and you'll need different benches for that. So you'll need papyrus skulls that are in the artisan benches, and you'll need the inking brush, which is in the dye crafting area. So you'll need both of those items plus some sacrificial blood in a flask to write a spell page, which may or may not actually become a spell page. When you craft it, it might become a failed spell page. So be prepared for that. You may have to do this several times to get the next spell page. The other thing you can do is you can get broken spell pages. 10 of those will craft one spell page, which again may or may not actually work. The percentage is pretty high that it works, just in my experience so far. So just understand understand that sometimes it doesn't result in a spell page actually being crafted. It results in a failed sorcery spell page being created. All right, so that's what you'll need to craft your spells. And again, as you start going up in the line to craft higher level spells, when you start putting them in this book, they're going to require you to have more advanced items, like demon blood, skulls, feathers, brimstone, fragments of power, even black blood. So if you're getting these things, go ahead and make sure you're stocking up on them, because you're going to need them to build your sorcery out if that's what you're interested in doing. And if you're not interested in it, you're probably not watching this video. So I'm thinking you're probably interested to do it. By the way, if this is good information for you, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps me out with all the YouTuberism. And, hey, why not subscribe to the channel? It doesn't cost you anything. Go ahead, hit that big red rectangle. Anyway, those are the things that you're going to need in that bench. All right, so to make these sacrificial blood flasks, you're going to need first a thrall that you have to drag here. You can't put somebody in there that's a converted thrall. You have to take somebody on the chain and pull them in here and put them on here just like you do a wheel. So that's the first piece, and then you'll do the blood right and get the blood, and then you'll need glass flasks. So you're going to need crystal, you're going to need glass, and you're going to need a lot of these flasks, and they're made in the casting table. So you're going to need the casting table and all the things that go along with that. Probably already have it if you've been playing, but understand you're going to need a bunch of these glass flasks, because you need them for everything. You need for the soul drain, you need them for the blood, you need them for just tons of stuff. So make sure you go ahead and start stocking up on those, or at least stock up on crystals so you can make them as you need them. Okay, let's talk about the zombies. Everybody's looking at the zombies and they want zombies. Okay, so the zombies are created in this shallow grave crafting station that you have. I've got it sitting on top of here. It fits and it actually works. So if you're confined on space, you can do that. But when you start wanting to craft these zombies, you're going to need a person in the box. And this can be a converted thrall that hasn't been placed yet. So you can put any kind of thrall that actually is placeable in the world. You can't use priests or crafting thralls or anything like that. It has to be a fighter, a dancer, archers work. But you'll want to have a higher level thralls you can, because that translates into the best situation for you. And basically you just take them over and you drop them in here. And now you can craft a thrall into a zombie. Not hard. You just got to get to this level in your spellcasting, which takes some work. All right, so those are the things you're going to need there. So if you've got a steady stream of thralls that you can go ahead and start knocking out and put in a box somewhere, that'll get you a long way towards building your zombie army. And if you want to do things like call up demons, call up the abysmal mounts and things like that, then you're going to need things like more demon blood, bones. You're going to need human flesh. The armor's not too expensive. It's just demon blood and padding and the sacrificial blood. And the same thing with the weapons. So they're not incredibly hard items to get, but you might as well go ahead and start crafting them, because you're going to want them. And these expire after a while, so you'll have to recraft them if you're not, steadily out there killing stuff. Okay, and now here's stuff that I feel like is going to be important for folks if you're going to play a sorcery corrupted build. So here's kind of a little secret in here. You can, and you'll see, let's go over here. You can get all the stuff and use all the stuff, including the spellcasting abilities, without putting any permanent points in your authority tree. Now you'll have to have, like I said, the different reagents to craft some of these things. So it'll tell you what you need. That's burlap pouch, that's burlap pouch, and that's escalating it, and you have to be corrupted, right? So you got to be corrupted to cast the spell. You don't have to have any points in the corrupted items. So if you're trying to create a build that you can use the stuff, but you're not really crazy about the stamina drain and the health drain and all that kind of stuff, so you're not really sure you want to put the points in there and lock yourself in unless you do a cleanse, well, hey, here's a quick way to do it. If you grab these things, if you've got them out already, awesome. If you don't, you need to start looking for them. And these, I'm not going to go into exactly where you find them. You can go to the adventures. I don't want to spoil it for you, but these are boss type items that'll drop in different scenarios. So go out, if you've already got them and you put them in a box somewhere, and I'll tell you why you might have done that, then dig them out, find them, be ready for them, right? The same thing with this helmet. And then here's why. So if you take any of these items, they're all cursed. if you put them on or equip them, since they're cursed, they're going to give you corruption, and they're going to give you heavy corruption. Because you'll need corruption to cast some spells, you might go, well, I need to go into my attributes and I need to do all this stuff and get corrupted, and then I'm not gonna have the things that I wanted because this is how I built my character out. You don't have to do that. You can corrupt your character and then hit, I'm in admin mode, so it hit reset, it'll reset everything. But you can go back and drink a yellow lotus potion, reset all your attributes back to where you want them to, and you'll still be able to have followers like the zombies still following you, and with the regular perks. So that is something to experiment with. See how you like which perks you want to have. So if you want corrupted perks, that's fine. But once you start in corrupted perks, you're going to walk around with half corruption all the time, which means your stamina and your health are also cut in half. If you don't want to do that, all you need is these items. Because here's what happens. If you take the Black Feather Helm, which when I found it, I went, oh God, I don't want this, and slap it on there, you can see almost immediately I'm at heavy corruption. And with that on, I can cast any spell I want to cast if I have the pouch for it. Let's see, what do I have? I have a leather pouch, so I can do the high level stuff. So let's do it. Let's try this out. So here we go. We're going to cast the highest level spell. And because I have that on, even though I don't have any points in corruption, I will be able to cast this spell.
Sure. Lookin.
All right, see, so that worked. And then later, watch I don't get struck by lightning here. I decide, you know what? I don't want to be corrupted anymore. I can take this off. I can put my regular helmet on and go back over to, say, an entertainer and get my corruption off. Or there's a couple other things that you can do. So there are some items that will help you out with cleansing your corruption, even if, you're not carrying around a entertainer or near one. All you need to do is you'll need to craft cleansing brew. Cleansing brew will take off some corruption. It just doesn't take a lot off at a time. So you're going to get like 8 to 10 corrupted points off every time you drink one. So you're gonna have to carry a few. Depends on how often you want to go back and forth with this. That's two ways to get rid of it. You've got the dancers, you've also got the cleansing brew. But let's get corrupted again. Let's get all up in the corruption business. All right, so we're corrupted. We are heavily corrupted. So if I want to get that off and I don't necessarily have the cleansing brew and I don't want to carry, 50 of these things around all the time, the other thing that you can have is, I'm not saying these are easy to get, but if you're, further along in the game, you will know where you can get these things. And they do have an expiration timer, so you're not going to be able to just carry a boatload of them around. But this instantly cures corruption if you eat a heart of the hero. And it's tasty and a little bit chewy though, but just eat one.
So meaty.
And immediately your corruption comes off and you're back to normal. Now I left my helmet on, so let's take this off and eat another one because they were so good. And see, all my corruption's coming off. Same thing works with the weapons. So if you decide you want to, carry around a big, huge sword or a big, huge mace or maul, whichever you want to call it, you can do that. And you can carry them in your inventory, you're fine. They're heavy. All this stuff is heavy. But hey, if you pull that out and start swinging around with it, of course, all you got to do is equip it. Next thing you know, you're back at heavy corruption again, and you can cast whatever spell you want. And you can put it away. I mean, it's a two-handed sword, and it does real good damage, but if you don't have it, then, the helmet is the easiest thing to get, I think. All right, so where do you get the helmet? Well, we talked about it in our last video on where to get that armor recipes, but let's real quick go to where you get this. All right, so where you're going to find the chance to get and it's called the Black Feather Helm, this is where you want to go. You want to go to the Aviary. And that's the guy you want. And you just kill him. He's a 3-skull boss, so it's not like you're going to come in here and just wail on him and insta kill him. But he's one of the easier bosses with the lowest, I guess, overall health than a lot of these big bosses in the Unnamed City. So we're going to make this really fast, and we're going to just nuke him. And on his person, he's going to have stuff. And here we go. We've got the vermin pants. Okay. Didn't get the thing I wanted, but that's what we got. I have done some experiments on this, and I don't have my respawn rates set really high, but I've gotten the helmet on 3.0 at about the same drop rate as on vanilla Conan. So if you're playing Conan now and you didn't get this helmet, go kill this bat and he'll drop stuff. He drops some stuff each time, like repair kits and that kind of thing. And there's a chest back here that's a lot of times got gold and things like that in there, so you might want to clear that out. But you may have to kill him several times. The most I've had to kill him is 20 times to get the helmet. I've gotten the vermin skin boots, I've gotten the vermin skin pants, and then I've gotten him. The least is 10. But you know, hey, it's all up to RNG, and if RNG is smiling on you that day, you might get it the first shot. It may take you 20. I don't know what it's going to do, but that's the guy. You want to kill this guy, and when you kill this guy, one of the items that he drops is this black feather helm, and that instantly corrupts you to heavy corruption. And the other thing it'll do is it'll allow you to corrupt your attributes. You put that on and you can corrupt your attributes, and whatever you've spent in here, if you've got the soul jars to do it, you can bump this up and get the attributes over here. I've got a list of the corrupted attributes that I will put out in another video that you can actually see the comparison between all of them, but that's what you'll need to do to be able to spend points in corruption. You have to be heavily corrupted to be able to spend points there. Okay, so that's that. Now, for the bonus information, this is something that I want to make sure that people understand. If you're playing Conan regular right now, or you've got a build that you've been playing and you just haven't played in a while, go on there and make sure you have your stuff that you're going to want that I've covered in this video, but more importantly than anything else. So the release date is the 1st. Funcom released the dev kit to the modding community about the same time they announced that they're going until September 1st. So basically, modders have 6 days to fix their mods so they'll work with 3.0. That's not a lot of time. Some of them will probably be able to do it. A lot of the mods that don't take a lot of work, or maybe they've done some speculative work, just thinking what they're going to have to do, but that's not a lot of time to change some pretty expansive mods that a lot of people use. So what I would tell you is, if you have stacking mods, if you have mods that change the game in a way that if that mod suddenly went away, like if you had maybe a mini vault mod on and that mod breaks, all your stuff in that mini vault is going to be gone. And I've had that happen before just playing. So make sure that if you have mods on your game that you're counting on to store items in, to stack items on, things like that, prepare for that mod in case it's broken. So put your stuff in vanilla boxes. Craft some of those. Try to destack stuff if you can. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't really matter if it's a stacking mod. It may just make everything go away anyway. But just be aware that when 3.0 launches, the devs did not have a heck of a lot of time to get their mods straight and be ready to go. And that could impact whether your mod's going to work or not. So do yourself a favor. Put your items that you're holding on to that you want to make sure you have, like these things, in a vanilla box for sure, so that you don't have to worry about losing them when everything comes out. All right, that's the important things that I can tell you about making sure you're ready to go for 3.0 when it launches. I'm really looking forward to it. I think September 1st is going to be an awesome day. Hopefully I can do what I'm wanting to do, which is do the whole 12-hour stream thing, and we'll go through all the pieces. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. Make sure you're prepared. And again, if you're just starting, then you want to make sure that those items that I covered in the video are things that you start collecting, you don't just throw away, because they are important. You will need them, and you're going to want to have them. Thank you so much for coming out and watching. I hope this information was helpful to you. Make sure that if you enjoyed the video, that you hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. It helps me out with all the YouTuberisms out there. It gets my videos seen by more people. Also, you know, if you like the videos, you've been to see some of my other ones, or maybe you just like this one, or maybe you just want to do it, hey, reach down, hit that big red rectangle and subscribe to Old Gamers Never Die. We have our own Discord. We got people in there talking about video games all the time. We've got creators in there. We've got people that play games. We got people that just talk about games. We got people that just hang out and talk about other stuff. So come on out, join the Discord. Link is in the description below. We also have servers up, and I have friends that also have servers up that I'll be playing on. Dax Gaming, I've got the link in the description below, is going to have a server up on Conan Exiles that will be a PvE server, I believe, and will be a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a place to play and a good group of people to play it with, and you're not really into this faulty PvP official stuff, then hey, come on out, check us out. Go to the link in the description to his Discord, and then you can get all the details about his Conan servers. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Y'all take care, and this is Yuli signing out.